All right, everybody, welcome to our Get Up and Go Yoga. So those of you who have been with me for a couple weeks now, our Wednesday classes are a bit of a wind down, whereas our Saturday classes are a bit of a wake up. So this one's a little longer than our usual half-hour Wednesdays, and the goal is to activate parts of our bodies that maybe we haven't activated today or in the last 20 years, or just to bring some awareness back into our bodies with a little bit more intensity than our wind down classes. So if you want to start sitting in a comfortable position, you can sit on a pillow or a block. And again, don't hesitate to type to me if there's an issue with your video or audio. And we're going to begin to just bring your chin a little closer in towards your chest and close your eyes or let your gaze soften and begin to deepen your breath in through your nose and just release through your lips. We're gonna do that 2 more times collectively. Slow in through your nose, out through your lips, however you feel. On this breath, try to increase the length. In slowly, and side out. Then in your own time, continue to breathe in a way that's deep, in a way that you feel the air coming down the back of your throat into your belly, and then you release it with no particular intention, just letting it go. If you would like to start gently rubbing your palms on your thighs to generate some heat, I'm always chilly. I have some family members on the line now. We have famously chilly fingertips. I'm just letting some folks into the group who are little latecomers. Welcome if you just joined us. You continue to bring some heat into your fingers, heat into your legs. You can pick up the speed. And on your next inhale, eyes still closed, lift your arms, chin raises with those hands. Exhale, hands come to prayer, resting at your heart. Begin to gently press those palms in, noticing where there are spaces and where you feel that sensation of pressing. Inhale, shoulders down and back. Exhale, side out. Begin to bring more force and more effort into that breath, a really labored breath. Deep inhale. And with some sound, let it out. One more big, intentional, deep inhale. Pressing those palms together. Final, biggest sigh out. And then let your breath return to normal, natural, unforced, unpressured. Your palms can relax. And let's sit quietly for a moment together, acknowledging that we all joined us together virtually, which is lovely. Excellent. You can begin to twinkle your eyes open. I'm on a bit of a full moon and star kick this week from our Tuesday moon. Twinkle those eyelids open. Begin to wiggle those fingers, stretch them out in front of you. And we're going to do my least favorite exercise of the day, the flicking. With energy, like you've got some, not just water on your fingers, but some like oil. And you're like, ugh, I have to like read a book and now my fingers are all slick. Begin to flick them up, flick them open, increasing the speed. You can keep your eyes closed if turning inward helps with the sensations. Pick up the speed. Don't forget your pinkies. Deep breath in. Hold. And release. If you didn't quite catch that breath, we're going to do that again. Inhale deep through your nose. Hold at the top. Release. Bring your arms out to the side. Continue to flick. Breathe normally. Make any noises you want here. I hate this feeling, but it's so good. It activates our lower arms, our upper arms, all of which will prepare us for a steady and safe practice tonight or this afternoon. All right, inhale, stretch your fingers, arms come up, come down through prayer, shake them out. Hey, give them a nice little rinse. Well done. You've made it through the hardest part of class, in my opinion. In your own time, come onto your hands and knees. Knees directly below your hip points. palms directly below your shoulders. If you have your video on, again, I'm not able to see most of you, so you can look at yourself if your screen is on. Try to flatten those palms, all the knuckles in, toes turned down. Inhale, gaze comes up, belly drops, tailbone comes up, cow pose. Exhale, leading at the tailbone, round through that lower spine, upper spine, nose comes down. Scared kitty pose, or angry kitty pose, who knows. Repeat, inhale, curve to the lower spine. Nose is the last thing to rise, cow. Exhale, round through, really dome through that spine, press up against the earth, cat. And in your own breaths, in your own cycles, do 2 or 3 more rounds. You can even bring some figure 8 movements in, some sort of squiggles, anything to just bring some motion into the spine and the neck. And really breathe through the spine. Try to feel as each vertebrae moves. Really mindfully notice just how long you are and how everything is connected. Good. You've had enough movement here. You're going to come back to a neutral spine. Walk your hands out about a palm and a half, just so they're slightly in front of your shoulders. Tuck those toes right away into our first downward dog, my first downward dog of the day. Leading with those hips as if a pair of tweezers has just picked you out of your petri dish / bed. And you're suspended in the air. Neck relaxes. And you can begin to kind of walk out that dog. Bend one knee, bend the other. Bring some motion to your neck and head. Shift around. Just get comfortable, comfortably uncomfortable in this first inversion. Excellent. Always an option to drop your knees. Inhale, gaze comes forward. Begin to walk those feet in towards your hands. Generous bend in your knees. I say this, I think, every week, but unless you're bringing a lot of force into your stretching, bending your knees, especially with these big leg muscle groups, bending your knees helps you become more flexible. You are giving your muscles the relaxation they need to not feel stressed, to spring right back into tension. By bending your knees, you're allowing them to stretch. So don't ever feel like, oh, I'm in yoga, I have to be so straight and perfect. Certainly not. Inhale, head is the last thing to rise. Begin to curl up through that spine. Come to standing, arms come up overhead. One, reach up to the sky like you're presenting a present to the sun or something up there. Palms come together, hands to heart. You're going to open your palms, Tadasana. Tadasana is our standing mountain. Lift those toes in the air and try one at a time to place those toes down. Really web them out. Create some surface area. Inhale, shoulders come up. And relax them down your spine as the energy continues out for your fingertips. Lower your gaze or close your eyes. Take a breath into Tadasana. On your next inhale, I'm just the guide. Inhale, arms up, palms come together. Leading with your heart, begin to swan dive forward. Always can bring a generous bend to your knees. Inhale, hands come to your shins, come to your calves, your quads or behind you. Halfway lift, length through that spine. Take a breath in your halfway lift. Exhale, bend down. Forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, roll up, fingertips to the sky. Present yourself to the universe, really. I have very tall ceilings, but I know there's something out there. Palms come together, past your heart, already forward fold. Fingertips come down, bend your knees. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift, length through the neck. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, plant your palms. Begin to step your right leg back. Feel grounded in those toes. Left leg back, plank position. Definitely drop your knees. You'll still get the benefits if you were drawing your belly in towards your spine, but resisting by pushing your hips down. Regardless of where you are, take a deep breath here. Exhale, shift forward onto the tops of those toes. Begin to bend those elbows in, lower to the ground. Untuck your toes. Palms come towards your lower ribs. Inhale, cobra. Cobra, you're pulling those elbows in, you're gripping through the floor, your neck isn't overextended, and you're not dumping into that lower back. The energy's in your arms. Inhale, exhale, fold down, curl those toes, move back into your tabletop, and step those hands out up into your downward facing dog. Excellent job. Inhale here through your nose. Let it out through your lips. Next one, we're gonna side out. Inhale through your nose. Big sigh. I can't hear you. I wish I could hear you. Inhale through your nose. Relax, let it out however you want. Just let it go, let it go, let it go. Inhale, lift the right foot. Try your best to keep your hips square. You're not like kicking it all the way up. Lift it up, knee comes to nose. You kind of like you're launching forward, knee to nose. Inhale, leg comes back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Last one, you can do it. Inhale, leg comes up. Flex those feet. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, nose to knee, and place it between those hands. It might take several steps. I was pretty lucky that time. You might need to adjust. So now your foot is in between your hands. If you regularly practice with blocks or pillows, now is a lovely time to use those as support under both hands. You may drop your back knee or keep it extended if you enjoy that. Watch that the knee doesn't extend far beyond the ankle. Hands come to thigh. Press yourself up very deliberately, shoulders round down. Inhale into our lunge. Exhale here. Option to add some arms. Inhale, arms up. You do a little back bend to the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale. Exhale, twist towards that right knee from that belly button. 2 weeks ago we talked about our sacral chakra, our lower abdomen area. From there, twist. Exhale, you can either link your left elbow to the side of your right knee, or you can begin to open your arms. Just a lower spine twist. Gaze can come to the tops of your top fingertips. Exhale. On your next inhale, unhook, come back to center. Release your air with your fingertips. Extend that back leg if you haven't already. Plant your palms. Front leg comes to meet your back leg, high plank or low plank. Inhale, shift forward, gaze forward, long neck. Begin to bend at the elbows. Chest hits before your belly. And press up either into your cobra, or if you want more extension, upward dog, but make sure you press against the floor so those shoulders lower, so you don't put any pressure in that lower back. Melt down to the floor, curl those toes under, either move through plank or tabletop, hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale here, through your nose. Let it out through your lips. Inhale together. Sigh out. Then yogi's choice. Inhale here. Release however you like. Next inhale. Left leg comes up. Again, not super high. That's sort of disconnecting our hips a little. Keep those hips grounded. Exhale, nose to knee. Push up like you're in that cat pose. Inhale, come back to lift it. Exhale, crunch it in. Last one, you can do it, you can do it. Inhale up. Crunch it in, and using that lift you created, try to bring that foot in between those hands. Also quite tricky. You may drop that knee to the back floor. Make any adjustments you need so your knee is directly above your ankle. Excellent. Inhale, hands come to thigh. And exhale here. Can we square our hips even more? Can we feel our upper legs pulling towards each other like they're a magnet. You might even lift from that sensation, that activation. Option to lift those fingers to the sky, back bend, and exhale, palms come together. You're going to twist from that lower abdomen to the left side, right elbow to left leg, or you can light up the sky to a nice twist. Gaze can look down, gaze can come up. Wobbling is welcome. Notice how your breathing has changed now that we're in a compressed twist. Then exhale, unhook, unwind, fingertips to the ground. Lifting that back knee. Take a breath here just to reset. Planting those palms. Bring your front leg back to meet your back leg. Squeeze everything up your legs, energy. Shift forward. Begin to chaturanga, the yogi push-up. Knees can always come to the ground. I like to sort of alternate. Move up through your cobra, your down or upward dog, and back into our downward dog. You're doing great. This one is quite the flow today, so thank you again for joining me. All right, now we're gonna move into some standing poses, but first, we breathe. Inhale through your nose. Release it through your lips. Can you ground your knuckles even deeper? Grip through the floor. Inhale through your nose. Side up. Deepest inhale all morning and afternoon. Let it go. Bend your knees slightly. Walk your hands to meet your feet. Bend your knees. Roll up. Arms come up. Come down past heart center. And they open into your Tadasana. Take a breath. Wonderful. So we're currently at the backs of our mats, but it really doesn't matter. We're eventually going to take up the whole space. So if you're at the back of your mat, you're going to follow me. Inhale, arms up. Dive forward. On your exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And you're either going to walk your hands back into downward dog, or you can walk your feet back into downward dog, wherever you found yourself. Very good. Inhale, you're going to lift that right leg a little higher this time. We're going to do a little hip opener. And this time we're going to bend it like you're peeing over a hydrant. That right foot dropping over the left side of your body. You can look under that right armpit to really emphasize that sort of awkward twist we got here, but so good. Inhale, stretch it out. Place it back down. Other leg. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bend it. Foot drops over that right side. Gaze under the left elbow. Just play around here. You can do a couple circles. Really just opening the hips. There's no specific instruction. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, come down. Knees come to the ground. They open as wide as your mat. Stretch into your child's pose. Take a rest. You can rock your head back and forth, your forehead on the mat, very slowly, or you can just rest. Palms can come together. Or they can just reach out in front. On your next inhale, coming back to tabletop. Reaching those hands up just a little bit, about a palm's length ahead. Curling those toes, lifting from those hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, creating the arch back. That knee is moving through in between your hands. I'm going to turn around, but your right leg is in between your two hands. Hands come to thigh. Good. And tall. Crescent lunge. Gaze is up. Fingertips come back down. Going to plant your back heel and just roll up. Sort of a gentler way to get into our warrior positions. So your back heel is flat. You do want your back toe to be facing the side, your front toe to be facing the front. So you're making this sort of perpendicular right angle. Front heel should bisect back foot. So they'd be making a T if they came together. And then just bend that front knee, warrior two. If your knee is going way over your ankle, hop that front leg out a little more. Shoulders come down and back. Energy through your fingers. Keep breathing, gaze over that front hand. Wherever your gaze is fine. I'm just directing it over your front hand in a more kind of traditional warrior two. Excellent. Inhale, feel your leg muscles drawing towards each other without actually picking up off the ground. Exhale, sink, let those muscles relax. Inhale, feel that magnetism between the two thighs. And exhale, relax. Inhale, front forearm comes to thigh. Back arm reaches up to the ceiling. Take a breath at the top. And exhale, let it reach over, extended side angle from reaching through the back foot pinky toe, all the way up the side body, throughout those fingertips. Gaze comes up under that elbow, or for more stability, look down at that front foot. Take a couple of breaths here. Remember, we're not just hanging out, we're energized up that side body. Wherever that distance is, it doesn't matter as long as you feel that energy. And inhale, come on up, straighten that leg. Both toes come facing the front. Hands come to our hips, slight bend in our knees. We don't want to lock them out. We're gonna, as if we're like pouring our pelvis onto the ground, just very intense. We're gonna begin to tip forward, trying to keep our back flat. So we're in a sort of tabletop position here. And then on your next inhale, stretch through the crown of your head and through that tailbone. So you sort of have this sensation of lengthening through your spine. And then exhale, again, gentle bend in your knees, fold wherever you are. Hands can come to the ground, hands can come to feet, hands can stay on your legs or your hips. If you do headstands in your life, this is a nice, segue into them. So if you'd like to go forth, go forth. Again, with a gentle bend in your knees, every inhale, think of spine slightly straighter. Exhale, you round and settle. One last cycle of breaths. Find your edge. Hands come to your hips. Gracious bend in your knees. Roll up. Yes, very nice. We're going to turn that right toe to the front again, keeping our back toe on the side as if we were about to go back into warrior two, except we're not. Arms going to extend out. Similar to our 5-pointed star that we did on Wednesday, we're going to bring our hips. So everyone stand up nice and tall. The inclination is to sort of lean first. Stand up nice and tall. Find that midline. And on your exhale, left side of your hips go to the left side. And now your torso can begin to follow. If you have a block or something you like to practice with, block can come in front of your foot, behind your foot. Your hand can rest on your leg. If you'd like more activation of the abdominal wall, so fancy, you can engage your core to keep you lifted or just use the block as you need. Inhale. Open wide, heart opens to the sky, gaze might go with it. Exhale here. Last inhale. Exhale, bend that front knee. Come on back into warrior two. Gaze over that front hand. Inhale. Exhale, windmill those arms to frame your front foot. Pivot your back leg so you're in that nice high lunge. Front leg goes to meet your back leg, knees can drop, shift slightly forward, belly button pulling towards your spine. Trying your best, always just trying your best to land as flat as you can. Moving up into your cobra, upward dog. Coming down, curling those toes back into our downward dog. Inhale here, one cycle of breath. And release. Next inhale, lifting that left leg up to the sky, squaring those hips. So toes not out, toes down. And then creating that arch in your back, knee comes lifted, creating plenty of space, and take 1, 3, 5 steps to place that foot in between. Hands come to your thigh. Just working that standing lunge. Excellent, and fold down on an exhale. Heel grounds down on your back leg. Using the muscles in your front leg, press yourself up to standing. I'm gonna pivot so you have a better angle of me. You're gonna bend that front knee, open those arms wide. Warrior two. Your back foot should be pointing to the front leg pointing towards, back foot pointing to the side, the long edge of your mat. Front toes pointing towards the short edge of your mat. Try to keep them, your front leg, right in between your back leg. Everybody think pulling your torso a little bit in and back, tucking that tailbone and opening your heart. Rolling the shoulders, finding where you're holding tension, letting it go. Inhale, squeeze those legs together. You might even lift. Exhale, sink a little lower. Inhale, squeeze, activating those inner leg muscles. Exhale, sink a little more. Last one, you can do it. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Send some energy through your fingertips. You are in control. On your next inhale, using that strong front leg, straighten up. Toes face the front. We're gonna do something a little different. We're going to bend your knees slightly. Inhale, right arm comes up. Left arm is gonna reach out in front. Side stretch. My bottom hand is just resting on my leg, but it's sort of pushing against it to encourage my heart to open. Come on back, the center. Inhale here. Exhale, left arm up, right arm comes to the front of that thigh, side bend. Again, if you're curling down, that's okay. You can use that front arm to gently encourage that spine to twist, that heart to open. Come on back, on your breath. Inhale and exhale. Do any little shakes you want. We're almost done. So well done, everyone. Arms out, turning your left toes this time, or whatever your opposite toes were from our last cycle. Turning those towards the front. Lengthen through the spine, find that midline. Feel your feet grounding, wed those toes. Hips go to the right side of the room, and it begins to tilt your torso into our lovely pyramid position. Hand can be on a block, hand can be on your ankle, hand can be wherever you want. If you need to bring a bend. As long as you begin this inversion, feel that stretch to the side body. Open your heart. You're doing great. One more deep inhale from everybody. Release however you like. Bending that front knee, bringing you back up into a downward facing, not downward, a warrior two. You did a downward in there, well done. Straighten your knees, toes come to front, hands to hips. You can heel toe, your feet together, or just bring your feet together. So, feet can be hips width distance apart, they can be touching. We are moving into our eagle pose. If you have a preparation for eagle, you can go right away. We're gonna start with our left foot grounding, our right foot lifted. This is a balance pose for those of you who this is new for. First, let's just start with the feet. You're going to ground through the big toe mound, pinky toe mound, and heel of that left foot. Begin to lift that right knee. Add a nice bend to your standing leg and hook it over like you're about to have tea with the queen. You can do a double hook and hook those toes, and there we go. This in itself is an eagle. To incorporate the arms, you can have your foot whichever way. Arms will start out. Your right arm is going to cross underneath your left arm. You're going to come up. You're going to cross again, and patty cake right in the middle. If it feels weird, you're probably doing it exactly correctly. And all we want to do here is just notice our core. We feel the area around our belly button. If so, it's working. And sink into that standing leg. Begin to lift those elbows. So your elbows are moving towards your, the height of your shoulders. They don't have to be there. You need to move those palms away from your forehead if they got a little close. And this is where you can be silly. I have notoriously terrible balance, and I just happen to be doing it okay right now. And it's hard to not be frustrated when you feel like you should just like have this by now, you know? But it's yoga. It's like it's not serious, it's yoga. This is where we practice. Inhale, last inhale. Exhale, straighten up, unwind, do a little hokey pokey, whatever you need. Well done. When you're ready, we're gonna do the same thing on the other leg. Ground through the big toe mound, pinky toe mound, and heel of that left foot. Feel that grounding so strong that your left foot just sort of lifts off the floor. It's not needed to support you. I mean, it is, but that's the image. Keep that foot nice and flexed. Hands can be wherever you need to balance. Bending that right knee a little. Hook over like you're staying for tea. This might be where you're at. If you're willing and able to do another hook, go for it. And then a nice sink. I almost feel like I'm a genie coming out of a bottle, like my legs look like the smoke. And then I can have like a fun hairdo. This is absolutely great if you want to incorporate some arms. The left arm is going to cross underneath the right arm. Cross again. Patty cake together. And you sink. As you sink low, your elbows come up and away from your chest, fingers away from your forehead. Noticing the area around your belly button. Noticing just how much it's working. And most importantly, breathe. Your next inhale, sink a little lower. Exhale, unwind, shake it out. Just take a moment to notice, if you noticed, your breath in any particular fashion. Notice when I do balances, things that compress my breath gets shaky and very shallow, and I start being like totally controlling it. I'm like, I'm just gonna breathe. And then that's like actually just perfect information for me to even more mindfully, more deliberately bring breath, bring a slowness, a slowing down to all of those positions. Okay, everybody, well done. One inhale here. Palms come together, press them down through heart center. Let's just have a moment, eyes closed. Let's reconnect with our bodies here and each other. Wonderful. Very gently release your hands. Come to the top of your mat for your final forward folds of the day. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Plant those palms. You're going to step your right leg back. And I'm going to face you just for a little more exposition. Your back knee, I encourage you to drop it unless this is something that you like to practice and especially challenge yourself on. Squaring those hips so you're not opening to the side. Right now we're in our low lunge. You're going to bring your left hand on the inside of that leg, so both hands are on the same side, knee on the outside. Walk that foot just a little bit out to give you some space. Your knee can sink a little bit down. This is our lizard pose. Some love it, some hate it. Either way, here we are. Take a deep breath here. Try to flatten that spine, reducing the rounding. Try to open the heart more than flattening the spine, I should say. Exhale, if you're happy here, you can bring your elbows down. If you're looking for more sensation, you can lift that back knee. Yeah. And just hang tight here because we are, well, actually hang loose here. We're going to be here for a couple of breaths. Now that's under your control. I'm aiming for 3 or 4 cycles of deliberate, controlled breath. Think of it more as a challenge to your breathing than to your hips. Let your breathing open the hips, and even though breathing itself doesn't make you the most flexible person in the world, but it does, bit by bit, loosen, reduce tension, reduce tension. See if you can notice incremental, even if it's just in your mind's eye, the ways that You are opening into this pose. If you lifted your knee, you can always bring it down. On your next inhale, walking your hands up, bringing that hand, your left hand on the other side of your leg, walking it back to center. And lifting your back knee, flattening your palms, bringing that leg into plank. And I'm just gonna pivot this way. You are in plank, either supported or up. Shift your hips to the right. Shift your hips to the left. Shift your hips to the right. Keep pulling up and in, shift to the left. Come back to neutral. Rock gently forwards and backwards. If the sensation becomes too much, you are doing it right. If you need to drop your knees, you are working something. Excellent job. And just push back into your downward dog. Your right knee is going to lift, come up and through. So you're going to be doing lizard on the other side, except your right leg is in between now. Lower your back knee, hands come to the inside of your right knee. You can curl your back toes under for support, and here we are. Take a deep breath in, heart opens. Exhale, find some release in this pose. Option to drop your elbows. You can, if you have a block or a pillow, you can use that. Option to lift your back knee for more sensation. And in your own 3 or 4 breaths, we'll all meet together in a couple cycles. See if you can find some release here. Back knee lowers if it was lifted. Come to those fingertips. Hand on either side of your leg. Walk it back to center. Lift that back knee. Palms come flat. Shift into your plank. Lower your knees. Open them up. Bring your hips back. Child's pose. Rest your forehead on the ground. Just gonna do a time check. Okay, good. You can rock your head side to side. You've done a great job. Those are not easy. Very gently and with some care, come on back to your hands and knees. We're going to inhale, lift your back leg, flex your toes down to the ground. Hold it for a breath. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, lift your right leg, back, toes down, lengthen through the back of your neck. Inhale. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, left arm shoots forward. Exhale, bring it down. Right arm comes up on your next inhale. Bring some length and stretch. Exhale, lower down. Walk those hands slightly out in front. Curl those toes. Final downward dog of the day. Flatten down through the index finger and thumb. That's where it likes to give up. Hop or step those legs in between. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, dive down, leading with that heart. Bend your knees. Step your right leg back. Step your left leg back. Drop down. I'm just going to roll in whatever kind of squiggly position you like down to your belly. Nothing too fancy to get down. You've done enough sun salutations for me, I should say. So just roll down. Hands come down past your side. Relax those shoulders into the mat. We're going to move into our bow pose. So first, just as a little prep, place your forehead on the ground. Palms come pretty much under your shoulders. Just do a gentle lift just to warm up that lower spine. You're not lifting up and putting all this tension in your lower back. You're actually engaging your belly button so it's reaching towards your spine. So you actually have muscle activation. It's not just back bendiness in this lift. And when you kind of give up that core activation, you notice you sort of like fold back. We don't want that, just for the safety of our low back. Come on down. You can slightly wag your tail, just kind of warm up things down here. Your nice inhale, you're gonna reach that arm back. You're gonna hold either your, well, let's all start at our ankle if this is accessible to you. If not, just reach your arms back. Ankle, left hand to left ankle, flexing those feet. On an inhale, you know what's coming. We're going to lift our chest and our knees if possible. Try to squeeze those legs in towards each other. They don't have to touch, but that will really activate some of our glutes and lower leg, upper leg muscles. Take a deep breath here. Can you get longer? Exhale, melt down. Good news, we are halfway done with those. One left. The first one I feel like is always like, I don't know what's going on. Let me try it again now that I know what's happening. Wag your tail a little bit. Same thing, inhale. We're reaching back to that right ankle with your right hand, reaching back, left hand to left ankle. Take a breath with your forehead on the ground. Exhale, pull up. That's right, you were like the bow and arrow, it's pretty cool. Inhale, lengthen through the back of your neck. Pulling those knees slightly towards each other. Last breath in. Exhale, gently melt. Keep those feet up. You can windshield wiper them left and right. Hands can be wherever they want to be. Very good. All right, toes come down. Just a quick tabletop position. And from tabletop, this is just like a nice way to get onto your back. You can cross one foot over the other in the back. Whee. Now we're sitting. Extend those legs and roll down onto your spine. We're gonna do a pretty intense hip opener here, but you control the intensity. So always know if you need to pump the gas a little bit, you can. If you need to pump the brakes a little bit, you can. You're gonna bend your knee, your right knee, and just give it a hug. Sometimes hugging our knees in is hard. You can grab the back of our back of your thigh, or just bringing your knee wherever it goes. You just want to feel a gentle compression in that hip. If this is within the your range of things you're up for doing today, taking your right hand to the outside of that right foot, knee is on the outside of your armpit, and you're going to flex that foot, trying to keep your leg as much of a right angle as you can. It's, you know, you don't actually have to achieve a right angle, but you're aiming for that. And then with your right hand, you're just pulling gently that foot down towards your armpit. You control how much pull you want to put in. So we don't really want this because that's going to bring our knee to the back of our heel towards our heads, but by lifting our heel slightly, we pull our knee down. We get all of that back of the leg goodness, which Lord knows I need. So you control how you move here, how you breathe here. Head is relaxed on the ground. Left foot is active. By flexing your left foot, you might even want to touch your left thigh. All of a sudden, everything, all those muscles get active, and all you're doing is flexing your foot. Good. Gently relax the tension, release your leg, extend it down to the floor and out to meet your left. Do a little bit of a shake. We're going to do our left leg. So your left knee will bend. You can hug it in or pull it in to whatever point you feel some gentle compression in your left hip socket area. And your left hand is going to reach that outside of your left foot or anywhere near it, wherever it goes. You know the general direction we're going in, so wherever your hand reaches. Heel lifts slightly. You can curl up if you need. You're just going to, with both feet flexed, pull that leg gently down towards that left armpit. Knee is on the outside of your elbow. You saw me before, I was doing it all in. Press it on the outside of that elbow. Gently move as you feel fit. Breathe as you see fit. It's just you controlling the movement. Excellent. Flex through that right leg. And whenever you're ready, your next exhale, relax some of the tension, release the foot, bring it down to meet your right leg, give it a nice shake. Good. Take a deep breath here. If you are playing loud workout music, you might want to turn it down here. If you have a light on and you'd still be able to see and engage with the light off, you might want to start doing that. Just getting things to a little more of a baseline level, more soothing level as we wind down. You're going to bend both those knees, feet come to the floor. Your heels should be almost reachable by your fingertips if you were to reach your hands back. You don't have to completely touch. You just don't want them like all the way out here. This is much more supportive. I want you to inhale, feel like you can press your lower back down to the mat, and all of a sudden there's no space there. On your exhale, release it. Inhale, press that lower back down. Exhale, release. Inhale, press it down. Keep that engaged, and then on your exhale, begin to lift from your booty all the way up into a bridge. Block and pillows here are so welcome, just right above your tailbone. If not, begin to squeeze those legs together, support, take a deep breath in, and gently rolling from the top of the spine down, come back down. Take a breath, release. Inhale, ground that lower back to the ground. Exhale, begin to lift into our bridge pose. You can clasp your hands underneath if you don't have a support there. Those knees are slightly drawing together to activate the inner thighs. Exhale, release the hands gently with some grace, lower down. Take a breath. Release. You have one more. You've done so great. Inhale, flatten that lower back just to activate that core a little bit. Exhale, begin to rise, lower back moves to upper back. Option to clasp your hands or add support. Inhale, can you lift those hips a little taller without tensing up in your shoulders? Exhale, hold, last breath together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, roll it down. Windshield wiper those knees left and right. No rush on any movements. Arms can come out to the side. You can make a cactus, letter T. Not letter T, it's like a curved letter T. Texas T. Right, now we're going to move into a lovely twist. Feet are still planted on the ground. Your left leg is going to come up, cross over your right like we did an eagle. Arms will come out. Palms can be down. They can be up, but down is a little more grounding. I'm going to lift those heels in the air and drop those knees to the right side. I already have 4 cracks in my spine. Just relax. If this is intense, please put those pillows and everything under here. You don't want this to hurt. Stretching does not have to hurt. I might use a little bit of this. If you are here and you are set and you're ready for more, you can start feeling the grounding in your left shoulder, using those palms to really press your left shoulder into the ground. Your gaze can come over your left shoulder and your eyes can gently close as we turn inward on this wringing out position. You know, we're going to twist, we twist out the towel, we let go of all the stuff that's just extra. And breathe here, nice and deep. Can you feel the air coming in all the way through your belly? And on your exhale, letting it go to your legs and to your arms to nourish your limbs, nourish your neck, nourish your head. Even nourish out the strands of your hair. Your next inhale, bring those legs back up, uncross them. You're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Scooch over. Your right knee is gonna cross over your left. You can bring a little lift here, or you can just automatically drop to the left. If you wanna lift, it just is a little more of a hip twist. And drop them over, gently feeling a reverse pressing into the ground with your right shoulder. Gaze can come over your right leg, your right shoulder if you like. You can prop up those knees to a point where they're comfortable. Lower your gaze, turn inward towards that breath. You don't have to notice anything particular about it. It's just you're just concentrating on it. You don't have a goal. It's just noticing this vital thing that keeps you nourished and keeps you loose. It can bring us back to a place of calm if we just know that it's there. Really inhale the nutrients of that breath and exhale them into every strand of your body, down your legs, up through your neck, down through your strands of hair. Maybe notice where you're more tense or less tense on this side and see if you can bring some gentleness to those parts. Ever so gently, on an inhale, bringing those legs back to center, uncrossing. Begin to extend them in preparation for our final pose of rest and stillness, Shavasana. Here, I always encourage pillows. So if you've been sweating, you can, give yourself a, scratch to, get those little sweat beads off your head. That might be distracting. You can do any fidgets here. If you'd like a pillow or two, you can place it at your lower spine. You can place it at your upper ribs for more of a heart opener. Under your legs feels great. I like the heart openers. I'm getting the gentle back bend, and yet it's very relaxing. Palms can rest down the sides of your body or out. Palms up, palms down. Feet open like a starfish. And relaxed. Gaze for the final time in our class today comes to a close. Breathing returns to normal. In fact, you can send a little gratitude towards your breath, and follow mine, thank you for being present with me as much as you were in this practice. I notice you. Sometimes it's challenging to be with you, but I really appreciate you. And the breath just returns to whatever it was doing, having heard you. You return to stillness. A yoga teacher I once adored explained to me that Shavasana is not, it's about stillness, but not really for stillness for yourself. The human body moves, it's human, it flows, but it's stillness to honor those around you, whether they be people doing yoga with you, whether that be people on the street who are delivering your food, who are helping you at any moment, whether it's just the gardens that you have in your life, whether that's the animals in your lives. It's stillness to honor them as well. As you continue to lie here, you're welcome to lie here as long as suits you. I'm going to play some music on my end. Hopefully encourage a deepening on your end.
Shri Guru Charan, Shri Hari Charan, Shri Guru Charan, Shri Hari Charan.
With as much grace and gentleness as you can bring to yourself, you can either remain here for as long as you like. It's Saturday. Hopefully it's not a jam-packed Saturday. Or if you'd like to end in a slightly more traditional way, I'll guide you through that. But for some of you, your practice may end here. Begin to bring your fingertips together and notice the fingerprints on each finger, even your pinky finger. Something we always have with us. There's just, why would we ever need to notice that? You know, there's some cases, some criminal cases, but other than that, why would we really need to notice our fingerprints? Begin to wiggle those toes, bring it arms up overhead in a good morning stretch. If you're still on your back, you can roll over on your favorite side. Just take a rest using your top arm as a pillow. Eyes still closed, pushing up with that top hand to bring you into any comfortable seat of your choice. Palms towards the tops of your legs. Just resting. Inhale here together. Release. Let's bring a little more gentleness to that inhale and exhale. Just a gentle inhale. And with some care, release. Your breath is something to be cherished. Inhale, palms come together at your heart. Hands move up, up past your third eye, up into the air. Eyes still closed, gaze can come up towards those fingers. And then palms come back to your forehead, thumbs touching that third eye space. Chin draws slightly closer in towards your chest. Inhale here. Exhale, begin to bow forward. And it's here that I just want to extend gratitude as always. You are why I do this. It brings me a lot of joy to teach and to lead a class. And to do a class as well, I get a lot of benefits. So for me alone, thank you. And I want to thank you for showing up for yourselves, to get back in your bodies a little bit and to stay connected even though we're far away. Inhale, you can come back to regular seat. If you'd like to enter classes with Namaste, then I offer you a Namaste. And the rest of you, just another thank you. I hope to see you again soon. This was always a joy. Feel free to message me or email me if you have any questions or any recommendations or classes or things you want to try. I love to try out new stuff, and I still have all of my books from my yoga training that I go through before every class, so I will do so as diligently as I can. And also, I say this now, thank you so much for those of you who have donated towards these classes. It's certainly not at all required, and it's really awesome to have that spirit of giving be mutual, and yeah, it's really, thank you. All right, everyone, take care, be rested. I'll see you all soon.